Hey, hi. He. It is me, it is JD, it is I, and I'm happy to be here and happy to see you. I hope you guys are feeling the same. And tonight, I want to talk about freedom in regards to the aspects of everything we talked about this week, control, dependent, independent, freedom. I was thinking of it more of maybe you're in somebody's control, you realize you're a dependent, you become independent, you're now free. That was kind of what I was going for. But I mean, this is all aspects. Control could involve a bunch of things, as we've seen, etc., etc. And so freedom could mean a lot of things as well. So let's just get right into what we're talking about today. Oh shit. Are you ready? So I'll take pictures. For Moon? Where the fuck is Moon? Somebody get her. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. So for today, we will be discussing freedom. What does it mean for a person to be free? To be a free person, in other words, is to be able to act accordingly to your autonomous, who the fuck uses that word? Literally no one. Will consequence of being dependent on the will. Ugh, horrible. I don't even know why I wrote that. Oh my god, isn't that freaking terrible sentence? What does free mean in life? It means you are no longer confined or withheld by the limits others put on you or that you put on yourself. It means the ability to choose. It means you are not owned. It means no one can own you or hold you back. That is my definition, that especially what we're going to be talking about today. You're no longer confined, even if that means by the expectations of people around you. It's a huge thing to just be able to make your own choices, listen to people, take their opinion into consideration, but you're still figuring out your own thing on your own time. So I absolutely love that. And when it says it means you are not owned, a lot of people think they own things, and that's not always the case. And you definitely can't own people. People aren't yours, but it is up to that person. If that person lets themselves be owned, then that's different. What is an example of being free? Freedom of movement, the ability to move around freely. This necessitates sufficient public space that is open to all. The right to choose your own travel abroad, your own, what does Marcel, whatever the fuck that says, emigrate, and these words are ridiculous. These words are ridiculous. Look at all these words. They're huge. No one knows what they mean. No, I don't know what they mean. I wrote it down, so you would think I know what it means, but no. I read it in a book. Freedom of movement. What is the meaning of true freedom? So this is going into like the whole religion thing that it's talking about here. So according to the Christian worldview, true freedom is not a matter of doing what you want without restraint, but cultivating the right wants and living in obedience to God's will. In other words, freedom results when our wants align with God's will, is, the religious way to do it. But I believe in most Christian things, I guess you can say, but I wouldn't consider myself a Christian. I don't live by anybody's will except my own. That's what makes me free. I am my own person. I make my own choices. And that is what's going to, decipher. Owned, even in that sense, religious. If you're a Christian, you're owned by God. Are you really free? Are you really free? You give your life, you give whatever it is when you get baptized, from what I hear, and now you are God's. Like, is that, you know what I mean? Is that healthy? No, not really, in my opinion. I don't know. Some people aren't able to hold all of the power, I don't know, all of it on themselves. Some people rely on a higher power because they can't do it themselves. They can't hold it. They can't face the truth. They need to believe that somebody else is going to face the truth, because the last thing they want is to take blame. You know what I mean? I could go in a whole thing about religion and all of those things, but in reality, we are all our own God, essentially. You are in charge of your world. You have freedom of your life and your choices. And whether you let yourself be owned by another person, or whether you let yourself be, talked to, treated a certain way, whatever the case may be, that's all freedom. You did that. You are free. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. If that's what you want to do, if you want to be owned and you want to be controlled and you want to be dependent on somebody, it is a free world. Go ahead. If you want to be independent out your asshole and I don't know, do your own thing, do what you want when you want, that's freedom too. It's all free. You can do whatever you want. When it comes down to freedom, there's a lot of different arguments, especially with philosophy. If you know anything about the philosophy side of it, it's a big question. What is freedom? And I mean, you can say you're locked in a basement, but you're free to talk. You can say what you want when you want. You're still free to an extent. It's just a matter of how free, I guess you can put it. Maybe there's like a freedom scale or something. I don't know. Maybe not. But if you take a look on the right side of the screen over here, these are my words that I wrote down. Freedom can be tricky, but independence will help reach it. It's not always nice to be alone, but the taste of freedom is incomparable. The taste of freedom is just a beautiful thing. And once you get a small little sip of it, it's a lot. And you can get addicted to that, but also vice versa, and it's just, it's a lonely road if you decide that. But being able to have your own thoughts, passions, goals is a beautiful feeling. Make sure you're not holding yourself back either. That's a big one. A lot of people are holding themselves back. A lot of people are holding themselves back by being with somebody. A lot of people are holding themselves back by living with their parents, you know what I mean? But they're holding themselves back because they don't want to go get a job and make money to move out. But they'll complain about it, you know what I mean? And I guess, and when you really think about it, you have the freedom to complain. Everybody can do whatever they want. How you react is up to you at the end of the day. Liberating yourself from others' expectations. Don't be what anybody else wants you to be. Be what you want to be. And that's going to take a lifetime to figure that out. It takes a lifetime. You never stop learning. You are always adapting and always changing, hopefully for the better, but not always is the case. And freedom is liberating yourself from others' opinions, for sure. I agree with that statement. In conclusion, freedom is a luxury that humans get to feel. Stay positive and move forward in order to receive the benefits Freedom gives the ability to choose. That's a big one. So what did it say? It says, stay positive and move forward in order to receive the benefits. So if you call yourself free, but there is always something or someone on your mind, you're not free. That's not free. If you feel like you can't do anything other than think about this one thing, that's not freedom. It's just not. You're choosing. Well, it is freedom. It is freedom. All of it's freedom. I guess that's a big joke. I didn't know exactly how I was going to talk about this topic tonight because there's so much to this topic, and I'm not hitting everything there is to hit when it comes to freedom. I'm just trying to hit the main parts, just like the expectations kind of thing, because a lot of people out there, especially my age, 20s, even 20s to 40s, I'll say 20s to 40s, usually they okay, there's a lot of people, 20s to 40s, even older or younger, whatever the case may be, who believe that they don't have choices, that they can't make their own choices. Maybe they have been trained that since they were a baby, or taught that since they were a baby. Maybe they don't know how to come up with their own original thoughts. But I'm doing this mostly for those people who have, or people, if you get mad and you feel like you have so many expectations and you need to be this or you need to be that or you need to be doing this or whatever, you're free. You don't have to fucking do anything. You don't at all. You choose how you react. You choose what you say. At the end of the day, if you do something and those are your choices, then you're going to deal with the consequences or benefits, no matter what it is. It's just frustrating thing to see, of like people swear by they just can't do anything else, or and I've had moments like that where I just can't think about anything else, and it feels like I don't have a choice, but I did have a choice. I do have a choice, and I have a choice every goddamn day to choose what I think about and choose what my energy goes to, what my everything, my being, my it fucking matters, okay? Like, if I give somebody my attention and my time and all of those things by my fucking freedom, my choice, don't take that shit for granted. And that goes for everybody. You could probably think of somebody right now in your life that you are taking for granted. 1,000%. And that is just not the way to be. Instead of saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, oh, there's no other way, how about get the fuck out of that mindset, be open-minded, and realize that you are able to liberate yourself from other people's expectations. You don't have to put that on yourself. You are doing that all by yourself. You're the only person to blame. And I know how crazy that is. I know how that sounds. But everyone is looking for someone to fucking blame. And in reality, we're to blame. I'm to blame. You're to blame. Juno's to blame. Everyone's to blame. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So get your fucking head out of your ass and fucking realize you have choices. You have things you can do. You can do this. You can do that. It's a big fucking deal to realize that. Let me read this again, shall we? Freedom is a luxury. Freedom is a fucking luxury that humans get to feel. Stay positive and move forward in order to receive the benefits. Freedom gives the ability to choose. It's a fucking luxury. Everything we have, especially in the US, I can speak for. I haven't been to very many countries, obviously. I can't speak for other countries, but I mean, every single day you see people take things for granted. Every single day they take for granted their freedom. They're, choose to be owned, whatever the case may be, there's people in gangs, that feel like they can't make any other choices because that's all they know. That's all they know. So that's the only choice available for them, apparently. And that's an example. There's a bunch of different examples. But people make bad choices because they feel that they have no other choice. And I'm here to tell you, you do. You do have another choice. And I hope that you choose it, right? Okay, we're going to listen to this video called Discipline is Freedom.
If you've been following this channel for a while, you might get the idea that I love structure. And I do. I love productivity, organization, order, and I try to be as disciplined as possible. When some people hear this, they think that it's boring. They equate a disciplined life of structure to feelings of entrapment. Before I get into my thoughts on the topic, I want to tell you a story. So it's a hot sunny day out, and there's this bee, and her name is Bertha. Bertha have that kind of ability to think long-term desires, to be in a deep and loving relationship, to create a meaningful career that they love, and have a healthy body. Along each step of that journey, they are tempted by short-term pleasures such as porn, junk food, or video games. Deep down, they really want the life that comes in the long term, yet they keep succumbing to short-term pleasures. The only difference between these two positions is self-discipline. We're lucky that as humans, we have the ability to practice self-discipline. It gives us the freedom to achieve what we truly want in life and allows us to break free of the biological or societal cages around us, and I think that's a pretty amazing and powerful thought. But it's not so simple. Companies are aware of our natural biological reactions and use this against us by using supernormal stimuli. An example of supernormal stimuli is junk food. Our ancestors were wired to seek out and enjoy fat and salty food because it was so rare at the time. But now companies have genetically engineered food to include more fats and salts than ever before in order to make us desire it even more. Social media and the internet as a whole is another form of supernormal stimuli. Humans are biologically wired to seek out novelty. For our ancestors, novelty could lead to more knowledge about the world, which could lead to more wisdom, which helped us thrive as a species. It has its usefulness. However, the internet has been designed to take advantage of this desire for novelty by showing you more novelty than you could ever dream of. Every page links out to more pages with more novelty, and every video to a new video with even more novelty. Video games do the same thing. Some evolutionary psychologists believe that video games, like first-person shooters and massively multiplayer online role-playing games, imitate environments that would be similar to the ones our ancestors navigated in the past, but supernormal versions of them. Yet we can get greater feelings of accomplishment in video games with a lot less work. The advent of constant achievements showing up on the screen in video games is good evidence that companies are aware it will motivate players to keep playing. So not only are we sabotaged by our own biologies, but we're being targeted by corporations seeking to take advantage of us and make a profit. On the plus side, you and I are not like the bee because we're not caged by our own biology. With self-discipline, we can live the life we truly want. We have the choice to be free.
Well said. Well said. Couldn't have put it better myself. Discipline is freedom. It is. Discipline yourself to, even when it was giving, like, you don't, instead of watching porn, you're looking for a long-term relationship. And, instead of doing this, you're doing that. Instead of the short term, you're looking for the long term. And that takes discipline. That's not easy. It's not made for everybody. Not everybody is going to find those three things in life. Love, a job, what was the other thing? A body. Yeah, a career. Okay, love, a career, a body, you look good, you're fit, you're healthy. All of those things, like, not everybody gets them because not everybody is capable of discipline. And I believe that you're not really going to experience a deep feeling of freedom without discipline. You're going to need discipline in order to do that. And that's just my opinion. But I really hope you see what I'm saying and see where I'm going with that. So I will read this conclusion again, you guys. This has been a good one. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. This is a good one. In conclusion, freedom is a luxury that humans get to feel. Stay positive and move forward in order to receive the benefits. Freedom gives the ability to choose. You are fully capable to do whatever it is you put your mind to. So, I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you want to find your own inner freedom, and I hope this helps. I do. Yeah. And I will see you guys next week. I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to upload a video, but I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I'll see you next week and stuff. I think next week I'm probably going to put, probably on Monday is going to be an interview day, or maybe I'll do that on Friday. I'll plan it and let you guys know, but I love you guys.